where we've now got the champions who were Spain, because I think Argentina lost a lot of support for the way they performed in that final.
This is what happens when arrogance finally meets consequence. For years, Argentina walked around world football like they owned it. Taunts, trash talk, disrespect, and the world just watched. That's the moment it all came crashing down.
And even after the game as well, I mean, let's talk about that. I mean, that is just so out of order. I mean,
it was disgusting.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It was horrible.
Not because they lost a football match, but because the entire world finally saw who they really are. And this time, even their own pundits couldn't defend them. Let's rewind for a second. For the last few years, Argentina wasn't just a football team. They were a statement. World champions, untouchable, and they made sure you knew it. Every win came with a little extra.
And in 2022, the world champions are Argentina.
A little disrespect. A little, we're better than you. And for a while, they backed it up. But football has a funny way of humbling people who forget how the game actually works. So when the 2026 World Cup rolled around, Argentina walked in the same way they always do, like the tournament already belonged to them. They cruised through the group stage, they talked, they celebrated early, but this time, something was different.
I'm expecting ban for Paredes, ban for some of the staff that was seen to be striking opponents. Some of the conduct after that final whistle. We know that FIFA lost a lot of moral authority for a number of reasons during this tournament. But if they've got anything left about them, they've got to take a strong line.
The group stage went exactly how everyone expected. Argentina rolled through their opponents, dominant, confident, cocky, no real test, no real challenge, just more reasons for them to believe their own hype. Then came the semi-final, England. Now, this wasn't just any match. This rivalry goes back decades, way beyond football. And when Argentina edged past them 2-1, they didn't just celebrate a win. They celebrated like they'd already won the whole tournament. One English journalist even tried to hit back, mocking Argentina's economy on live TV. It backfired badly, but it showed just how personal this rivalry had become. So Argentina walked into the final full of confidence, full of swagger. Standing between them and another trophy was Spain, a team that doesn't talk, a team that just plays. Here's the thing though, this wasn't some one-off moment of madness. If you followed Argentina for a while, you'd know this was coming. Back at the 2022 World Cup, in the quarterfinal against the Netherlands, things got so out of hand that FIFA had to open a disciplinary case. A World Cup record 17 players and coaches picked up yellow cards in that single match, including Messi himself. Argentina's players were caught on camera taunting Dutch players who were already devastated, mocking them right to their faces. Then in November 2023, during a World Cup qualifier against Brazil at the Maracanã, fans clashed with police before the match even kicked off. The game was delayed by nearly 30 minutes. Messi had to lead his own team off the pitch just to calm things down. FIFA fined both federations, but Argentina alone was hit with an extra fine for repeated discriminatory behavior from their fans. Not their first offense, but their third. So when people say this World Cup final came out of nowhere, it didn't. This is a pattern. Arrogance on the pitch, chaos in the stands, consequences that never seem to stick. The final kicked off and immediately something felt off. Spain controlled the ball. Spain controlled the tempo. Spain controlled everything. 90 minutes went by and Argentina hadn't managed a single real shot on target. Only Emiliano Martinez, standing tall in goal, kept them alive, save after save, breaking the championship record with 11 stops. But even he couldn't hold off what was coming. Just before extra time, Enzo Fernandez picked up a second yellow card for a reckless challenge, and Argentina were down to 10 men. The swagger was gone. The confidence was gone. All that was left was survival. Spain kept knocking, kept pressing. And in the second half of extra time, in the 106th minute, substitute Ferran Torres finally broke through. burying the goal that would end Argentina's reign as world champions. Final score, 1-0. Spain, champions of the world for the second time. And Argentina, for the first time in years, had nothing left to say. But the real story wasn't the scoreline. It was what happened right after the final whistle. As Spain's players and coaches rushed onto the pitch to celebrate, Argentina's Leandro Paredes lashed out at Spain's Gavi, grabbing him by the throat and throwing him to the ground. Nahuel Molina squared up to Rodri. Even Argentina's assistant coach, Roberto Ayala, got dragged into the chaos. FIFA later charged Paredes with 3 counts of assault, Molina with 2, and Ayala with 1. Then came the moment that said everything. Argentina's players refused to take part in Spain's trophy celebration, turning away and eventually walking off the field. They skipped their media responsibilities entirely, refusing to speak about the loss. This wasn't a team losing gracefully. This was a team completely unraveling, in front of the entire world. The chaos didn't end when the players left the pitch. 10 days later, FIFA confirmed disciplinary proceedings against the Argentine Football Association, 3 players, and an assistant coach. Leandro Paredes now faces 3 separate assault charges. Nahuel Molina faces 2. Assistant coach Roberto Ayala faces 1 of his own. And it doesn't stop there. FIFA also charged Argentina over a banner their players unveiled after beating England in the semi-final. One that read Las Malvinas son Argentinas, a political statement about the Falkland Islands that broke FIFA's rules against political displays on the pitch. On top of that, charges for discriminatory chants from their fans, and objects thrown from the stands across multiple matches. Under FIFA's own disciplinary code, violent conduct carries a minimum 3-match ban, with room for FIFA to go even further depending on how serious they judge it to be. What was supposed to be remembered as Argentina's World Cup run is now becoming the most disciplinary heat any finalist has faced in recent memory. The trophy went to Spain. The headlines went to Argentina, for all the wrong reasons, so let's call it what it is. Argentina didn't just lose a football match. They lost the story. For years they carried themselves like the sport owed them something, like arrogance was just part of the package. But on July 19th, the world saw the other side of that coin. A 10-man team, outclassed for 106 minutes straight. A midfielder grabbing an opponent by the throat. A squad too proud to even face the team that beat them. Coaches getting dragged into brawls. Political banners. Discriminatory chants. Charge after charge after charge. This wasn't bad luck. This wasn't a hard loss. This was a nation's football culture finally being held up to the light, and for once, the world didn't look away. Spain didn't just win a trophy. They exposed exactly who Argentina had become. And maybe that's the real final score here. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you're subscribed, because this story is far from over. FIFA's investigation is still ongoing, and Argentina's downfall might have only just begun.